Blaming, let's talk about blaming real quick, is an ineffective response to something that doesn't change anything. It's a survivor mentality. If you start blaming people, you're going to be stuck. That's a survivor characteristic. And what I do is I have 5 good friends. They're all pastors or missionaries. I teach them this. We talk about this. And often, when I'm with one of my pastor friends out of Tyler, named Kim, we'll get together for coffee. I have hurts and things I went through. I have 3 wonderful kids. That's my son in the background. That's my sister in the red shirt. They're family business. Cheap labor. I'm just kidding you. By the time I was 14, my dad was married not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, 6 times. I live with my dad. Bobby and I live with my dad. I've been married and divorced 3 times. The last time I got married, fell in love with somebody wonderful, found out a month later that I was husband number 6, not husband number 2, and they had been embezzling money from 4 different companies. So, so if you want to talk to me about matchmaking, I'm probably not the person you need to talk to. But anyway, so I'll get together and I'll start complaining about these things, because it didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out. You know what I'm talking about? But blaming is an ineffective, response to a pain or something you didn't get. So a victim says, it's not my fault. We talked about that, right? A villain says, it's all your fault. I know I'm giving my full effort, but who could, when you're surrounded by a bunch of controlling, pompous people, I think they like to see me suffer, okay? And then helpless would be this. There's nothing else I can do. Boy, I tell you, salespeople that don't come through this Beyond Surviving event, or business people, what happens is that they kick off 2019 without a vision, without a goal, and it has a lot of the topics that we cover. So when you leave here, you're going to go through about 6 or 7 success principles, and you'll be ready for 2019. The second thing that will happen is that you're going to find somebody that wants to be as successful as you are, and that accountability partner is going to keep you on track with your goals, your business, and stuff like this. Why? So you get out of this helpless mode. Somebody's going to speak truth into you like Kim did. When I'd sit down with Kim and I want to talk about my pain, he looked at his watch, he goes, you got 2 minutes to talk about this, and we're moving on. And I use every second of those 2 minutes. I'm telling you. It's good stuff. So you remember Martin Luther King? He said, I have a complaint. Isn't that right? No, what did he say? Yeah, you know about his story, right? He talked about the adversity, and he stayed focused on his dream. Because he said, I have a dream. And a lot of you have a dream. Raise your hand if you have a dream that for 2019. Raise your hand. Sure. How many, you don't have to raise your hand, but you have a dream for your business, a dream for your income, a dream for your health and wellness and exercise. You have a dream for your family. If you have 3 kids, 3 grandkids, that's 6 people. I have large brothers and sisters. You add all that up. I have a dream to connect and stay connected. So that's that. You have hobbies. You have other things you want to do. And every one of those is a goal that you have to create a vision board for 2019. And that's what we'll do. That's what we do at the Success event. But all of us have a dream. And if the dream doesn't work out, we don't lose the dream. You recalibrate and head for the dream. A lot of people just drop the goal when you should just change the activity you're doing. Complaining. We complain about things what's that say? Yeah. Example, we complain about people instead of having a conversation with the people. If you're married here, imagine that your spouse is the only that gender alive on earth. All right? So let's say you got a husband, and there's no more men in the world. There's just a bunch of women. I want to tell you what, I don't care what you thought about that husband. You're going to think, man, he's the best. Hey, girls, this husband's the best. You won't be complaining about anything because there's nothing to compare him to. See what I said? Marriages, when they start to crumble, is because somebody is complaining about something they can't change. And you're comparing, there's a reference point that you're comparing that to. Some of you, when you look at your success, here's a good example. So there's a Lexus dealership that it was in a down economy and they couldn't sell cars. Somebody came up with an idea, let's take these cars to some of these events like country clubs. Just let them drive them. No pressure, just let them drive the car. They started doing that at all these events and their car sales went through the roof. I was in California. They're still winning the award for best car dealership in that area. Well, what they found out was that let's put Tim in a car, so when he's driving that car, he's going to see benefits his car doesn't have. It's going to cause him to get uncomfortable. He's going to go complain about his car and then come in and buy a car. Because, why is that? Because now you have a reference point for something better. And a lot of us, if we stop blaming and complaining, that means stop looking at the other side of the fence and start dealing with what you have. Or get with accountability or a coach that help you see that through. Does that make sense to you? So, give up blaming and complaining if you want to have the secret to unlocking what thrivers do. Complaining means I have a reference point for something better that I prefer and not willing to risk what? Creating. And if you have friends, you need to teach them that blaming and complaining is not going to help you be successful. Or maybe you need to change your friends, right? Complaining means I'm putting all my attention on what I don't want, do the law of attraction. The result is I get more of what? I don't want. Now this is really important, folks, because your mind, God created your mind to solve problems. He created your mind to imagine miracles that can happen for yourself. But because we go down this road, what happens is that we create a whole fictional point of reference, and then we just can't make things happen. Relationships don't happen the way they happen. Our business doesn't happen. And then we find ourselves at Starbucks complaining, right? You'll find me there if you want to join the complaining club, right? Anyway, it's because, how many of you are familiar with the law of attraction? All right, so I have a young lady that in a company, we do vision boards at the beginning of the year. At this event, we do a vision board. We show you how to do it and you create it. She shows her vision board to somebody. Because she shows her vision board to somebody, one of her ideas, she needed to get her teeth fixed. And she's like 31, but she had really teeth issues. And so she put a picture of a smiling mouth on there. She was telling people, I'm going to get my teeth fixed. Step said to create what you want. I want to get my teeth fixed. Well, what happened was she got asked to the Women's Crisis Center to teach these women how to do the vision board. She said, Step, can I use your PowerPoint? I said, sure. Just take it and go do it. Just let them know where you got it. She does that. Then she gets invited. She's just going around sharing her vision board. She had a lot of things on there, especially this one about her teeth. So she and her husband go to a bank. They borrow the money. It's $55,000 to get her teeth fixed, all right? I couldn't believe it, but that's what it was. Through her vision board, the day that she was going in there, somebody that was outside of her family called her up and said, listen, I heard about your vision board. I want to support what you're doing. I'm writing you a check for $55,000. Law of attraction. When people know what you want, they're going to come alongside of you and help you get there. Does that make sense? So you want to find, that's why you want to create a good vision for that. Catherine Lanigan, I don't know.